So, real talk, I did this poll on Patreon last night, and it literally, next day, it wasn't even a contest. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do this video. But, as always, if you would like to be part of any exclusive content over on Patreon, and even get a video request, a video request from me, just hit the link below to my Patreon, join the 4th tier, and then you guys can get all that content and the ability to request videos for me to do here on YouTube. But other than that, let's talk about this comic book adaptation, which is Forever Evil. It won by like a large margin, and it beat out Annihilation, New Frontier, Empire, War of Kings, and Red Sun. So, yeah, everyone really wanted Forever Evil. I did think that Forever Evil was going to have a good lead, but I honestly thought Annihilation would take it. But Annihilation literally got no votes. So, Forever Evil was the one everyone wanted to see. So let's get started with this version of Forever Evil. So this version of Forever Evil is basically starts out with a surprise eclipse. Like the whole world is knocked off its axis because the moon gets pushed out of its regular orbit in front of the sun and is made like a permanent eclipse. And there's like a message going out from the moon saying, "Come and fight! Come and get us." So every hero on Earth goes as like a huge army. They go up into space, but they never come back. Like, they all go up to the moon to face whatever happened up there, but they never came back down. What did come down was the Crime Syndicate. The Crime Syndicate, much like the DC version of Crime Syndicate, this one is like from an Earth 2, where it's a mirror universe, where the heroes are good, the villains are the heroes, and the good guys are the villains. So this version of the Syndicate has different various villains, and essentially it's led by Mabel, like a version of Mabel, who's kind of more of a Emma Frost kind of character. And here she's like a powerful telepath and telekinetic, as well as how she got this power is that she absorbed her version of Dipper's soul and doubled her own power. She also leads the Crime Syndicate alongside a version of Steven, who's more like Yellow Diamond in that he's more of a general and a cold, calculating warrior. You have Star and Marco, who in this continuity, this version of Star and Marco, this mirror Star and Marco, is that Star is like an evil necromancer and dark wizard who experimented on Marco and made him like this hulking Goliath-like monster, who's kind of talks a lot like Bane in Batman and Robin. Like, he has these short swings like "Roar, oh," like stuff like that. Then you have Pen Zero, who in this one he's very much like Taskmaster, in that he's more or less able to look at something and then instantly copy a person's moveset. Kim is like Deathstroke. You have, like, more or less to cut to the chase, is that Mabel and her group gather all the villains on Earth and says, okay, so here's the deal, we're in charge now, so you guys are going to serve as our army, and you guys can pillage and plunder all you want. We've killed all the heroes. Isn't that great? You know, now we're in all you have to do is do what we say, and this planet will be a paradise. So, as you can imagine, there are some villains who don't like that idea. Preferably, the one who's really causing the most ruckus is Vlad Masters. So Vlad instantly is like, no one's going to rule the world other than me. So he starts making calls to other villains. Like, he puts the word out for other, like, villains who could help out in this matter. And he does get some help. Shredder allies with him because Shredder here's like has the same reason as Black Manta, in that he wanted to be the one to kill the Ninja Turtles and Splinter, but since they're seemingly gone, he's now, like, his purpose in life is gone, so now he allies with Vlad. You have also You have Demona, who allies with him because, again, she doesn't like the idea of being ruled by any humans, let alone ones from another Earth. Then you have Dominator, Lord Dominator, who joins because, again, she doesn't like the idea of authority being brought on her. And she actually came to Earth because that signal went out everywhere. And she was interested, she was curious, but when they said, nah, we're going to take over, she's like, no one's going to tell me what to do. And she tried to fight some of the heroes. They took her out. And they beat the shit out of her, and she was left behind. What else? What else was there? Who else was part of this little villain group? Jasper was among them. Because here it's just like she's just starting out to be part of the Gem City. So now of Little Homeworld, and she's still like learning about it. So when she learns that Steven's gone and the other gems are gone, she has like a blood oath to avenge them, thinking they're dead. So she allies with Vlad's little resistance group. Shigo also joins because she doesn't like the idea of these. She doesn't trust these outsiders. She doesn't trust someone from another universe coming along to like basically say, we're in charge now. Why would you? And her whole thing is like, why would you leave your Earth if you're not? You know, you only leave your house for two reasons. One, you need something, or two, you don't have a house anymore. So she kind of throws that out there that maybe they're not trying to conquer two Earths, maybe they're trying to find a new place to live, and taking over this Earth is how they did it. So once all the villains all unite, all the villains who want to unite under Vlad's little resistance team, Black Hat is offered a chance, but Black Hat's like, nah, business is good. Business is evil, and evil is good right now. So he's like, I'm gonna decline that little offer. And they're like, but there's no more heroes to fight. And to which Black Hat goes, yeah, but there's still people who want to kill each other. When this mess dies down, and when the crime syndicate takes over, they're still going to want, other villains are going to want to rise up and want more power. So villains are going to keep fighting each other even without heroes. So they're just going to keep looking. I'm going to corner the market on a villain war for the planet. So good luck with your little rebellion. I ain't helping. So among the other villain, the just gangs of villains who are either like carving up little territories for themselves or joining the crime syndicate, it's mass hysteria. But it is revealed that there is something out there that they are running from. There is like a force they are running from, and it's a force that killed their universe. That thing was the Earth 2 version of Queen Metalia, who in this continuity, the Earth 2 Queen Metalia was from, of course, Sailor Moon. That version of Metalia was kind of like a Zordon in a way, but she went overboard and saw that the only good that can exist is if there is no good or evil. So she kind of went anti-Monitor and tried to wipe out the existence of all life. So the crime syndicate bailed before she could do that. So that was where the story so that's where it all went down, until eventually Vlad and his group of villains managed to defeat and kill the crime syndicate members, and this kind of jumpstarts Vlad's popularity to the point where he decides, I'm gonna run for president. And that goes about as well as you expect. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this story? Do you guys like it, hate it? I wanted to do like an abridged version. This is another one I want to revisit. There were some other cool ideas for the crime syndicate members, like a version of Danny who's more like withered and decayed. Like he's kind of like Deathstorm. He's very much like he's kind of like the Death Storm of of this version of the crime syndicate, where he's like all withered and decayed, and he also like consumes life force out of people. Like he's just walking around absorbing people's life force. Ladybug and Cat Noir are kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of group. Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's pretty much a few ideas. You guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of it? Did you guys like it, hate it, and what kind of versions, like evil crime syndicate versions of characters, would you come up with here for the crime syndicate in this story? Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.